Hello and welcome to another edition of Paydirt Remote. I'm Dominic Piper. Today I'm joined by Aeris Resources Executive Chairman, Andre Labuschagne. Andre, nice to see you.
Hey Dom, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Andre, pretty momentous news for you in the last week with a deal to acquire the Krakow operation from Evolution Mining. Can I ask, what was the rationale behind the move for Krakow?
We've been looking for a long time for an option to grow the business. We've been stating very clearly as a strategy for a very long period that we want to grow to a mid-sized company, multi-mine company, looking for gold and copper opportunities. So, it's always been the strategy. It's always looked for opportunities, and opportunities doesn't come around quite often. So this one came around. It was a great opportunity, and we took the opportunity to participate, and we also took the opportunity to convince Evolution to reopen the process.
As part of the deal, obviously 60 million up front and then another 15 million at the end of the second year. But there's also a 10% royalty in there as well, based on essentially on your performance. That must be a big tick of approval from Evolution, is it, that they're confident that you can operate this mine to its full potential?
Yeah, look, we got a long history. We've been in gold before. We used to run Northern Goldfields before this, before we started with Aeris, and we're running underground mines. So I think from that point, it fits very nicely with us. And I think it shows Evolution's confidence that there's a long-term future for the mine.
For Evolution Executive Chairman Jake Klein, moving Krakow on was part of the natural progression of both asset and the company.
Yeah, it was getting shorter mine life. We hadn't been able to replace reserves recently over the last couple of years. The resource space was getting a bit smaller. The footprint for exploration and discovery was getting smaller. So we felt it was an opportune time to exit that asset. Aeris, a smaller company, it may be a good foundation asset for them. Aeris is talking about spending $13 million of exploration money on Krakow over the next couple of years. And it just wouldn't have competed for that sort of dollars and allocation of capital within our portfolio, which of course has been upgraded.
As you said, you had ambitions to expand. In this process of looking for new assets, how far and wide have you looked, or was Krakow always the number one priority?
We knew it will come up at some point for sale. No one really knows when. We've been in quite a few other processes which we basically looked at and didn't move it forward. And you might remember we had a crack at CSA a few years ago, and that was ambitious. But really, when these opportunities comes up, you've got to be ready for them.
Now the deal has been done and you can start to transact on it. Have you got some short-term plans, immediate plans for what you want to do with the project?
The one big benefit of this is we're getting a very well-run asset. I mean, Evolution is well regarded in the industry. It's not as if we're getting an asset which you need to turn around and try to get it to generate money. It's actually generating really good cash at this point in time. What we will kick off very immediately in the immediate term is the exploration program. There's great opportunities underground. There's open pit opportunities. There's regional opportunities. So we have allocated quite a significant amount of money, actually $13 million in the first 2 years to reinvigorate the exploration plans.
Is that we often see when a larger company divests of a project that it's perhaps been lacking a little bit of love and a little bit of attention. Is that the opportunity you've seen there?
Look, I wouldn't say they didn't give it dedication and they didn't do what they had to do, but I think we bring a little bit of a different skill set, and we're happy with something which is a bit smaller and which we can work harder and see if we can extract more value out of it, and that would be our aim.
You don't buy a mine for a couple of years of mine life. In the longer term, do you see opportunities at Krakow to carry this on for a long term into the future?
Look, yeah, you look at the history, this mine since it started, never had really more than 3 or 4 years of reserve life. And it's still got that life, and we see there's no reason for that not to continue with a renewed focus on exploration and conversion of unclassified material into resource, which there's quite a few opportunities for. And, this will continue as long as we can.
Evolution is a great example itself of a company that's picked up assets from larger companies and used those assets as a springboard into growing themselves into what is now a multi-billion-dollar, highly successful gold mining company. Is this Aeris' first step in replicating that growth journey?
Well, I said to Jake the other night that this was their starting asset for the start of evolution. Maybe we can start another one. Absolutely, it's our first step to the next step. We always said we want to grow to multi-mine opportunities, and we will be looking for opportunities all the time.
Are you seeing many opportunities out there? Given the current state of the market, is there opportunities coming up?
Look, there's a few around. What we're looking for, we now got a footprint on the East Coast, both in New South Wales and Queensland. But that might be a unique opportunity actually to focus on the East Coast. And there's currently a few opportunities around.
Andre, thank you very much for your time today, and congratulations on the deal. Good luck with the acquisition and the handover of authority at Krakow, and hopefully we'll get to talk to each other again soon about the immediate success, and particularly in that exploration.
Thanks, Dom. Can't wait.